You want to know what happened with my company? I actually just sold my company. Today is the 6th of November, so I sold my company exactly 2 weeks ago. So I ran my company for 5 years, starting in 2005, and I grew it to around 30 employees, and now at the end of October I've been acquired by a computer networking company in the Silicon Valley called Riverbed.
So you're screwing up all we've been saying for 3 or 4 years today, right? So write a business plan, go and find the right partners, building from the bottom up, and go and try to find a potential exit. Nothing of that worked. What happened?
No, actually, what I want to say to the people that are listening to this interview is, you should be thankful for something like Mind the Bridge. You should be thankful to Marco, Alberto, and everybody else that is doing this kind of stuff, because I screwed up from this point of view just because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't have anybody that could teach me what I was doing. So my company actually started with consultancy at the beginning, with our personal seed money and with consultancy, because we didn't even think that we could get VC, and we didn't know where to go to get VC. So before we were able to work on our products, it was 2 years of consultancy, during which we saved money, and from that we actually built our company. So consultancy was our VC, which from one point of view is good because you learn how to build a company before actually having your product. From the other point of view, we should have closed this deal in 2 years less. So I worked 2 years of my life too much compared to meeting you right away.
So let's talk about this. Which kind of lifestyle, I would like to say, were you living at the time, up until yesterday, up until last week, and like how many hours per day were you living? I mean, were you working, and how do you think that's going to be impacted? And now we can talk about money later, but let's start from this first point. The other thing, actually, the other question I wanted to add is how much money of your own money did you invest there, and compared to what you have?
How much money did I invest at the beginning in the company? The very beginning, the seed for the company was $100,000. And this was split between me and my partner. We started the company 50-50, and we put $50,000 each. And that, at that point, as I always say, was pretty much the money that I had in my bank account. So I invested at that point. I was young, so it was a good bet. It's been a good bet, and that was the money that we put at the beginning. Of course, as I was saying, we didn't have enough to support a real company, so we started doing consultancy and to bring revenue inside the company. How was my life during the company? I can tell you about my experience. I don't know if this is the same experience of everybody having their own startup, but for me it's been your company is your life. You work in your company, and you spend the time you spend in your company is pretty much all the time you're awake. You put at least 10-12 hours of work a day, including very often the weekends. And from this point of view, I should probably thank my wife for staying this kind of life for 5 years of our life. Again, payback, so everybody's happy now. How will my life change from this point of view with the new company? For the moment, it's even worse. Because we're in the beginning of the integration. It's crazy. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm now senior director in this big Nasdaq company. There's a lot of people working there. I barely remember the name of all the people that I'm dealing with, and for the moment it's a mess. But I hope that with time, I hope for my wife too, that with time things will settle down a bit.
They better. So yesterday, during the panel, Giacomo Marini, but especially San Giovanni Vincentelli, that had a billion successes in his 40 years experience. He said that money is not that important and people don't talk about money. But I mean, honestly, especially after the first exit, it's not bad to have money. Is that something that you've been, considering, and is that something that you think that would change your attitude? The attitude that we've been pushing for is the stay hungry and stay foolish, as Steve Jobs was recommending in one of the interview on the web. So what do you think about this?
Look, they say for an entrepreneur, money is only the result of the game, right? Being an entrepreneur is a game. It's a very challenging, very demanding game, but it's a game that you play. And the money, especially when you do the exit, is essentially the way, the quality of your play in the game is evaluated. Say that for sure, getting a decently big bunch of money. I'm 36 now. Is life changing? Does it change you from the perspective of being aggressive in your next company? I'll let you know when I start the next company. It's probably too early now to give a real opinion.
So I know that you cannot mention dollars, but I mean, just give us a sense. Is that enough to buy an apartment in Milan, a building in New York, or a village somewhere else?
Let's not brag about money. Let's say it's it's enough that I don't have to think about money anymore in my life. Let's say.
That's a great message. Thank you.